Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about the recent announcement that Binance made today about their new launch pool token, which is going to be Alien Worlds or TLM token, right? So, introducing Alien Worlds on Binance Launch Pool, farm TLM by staking BNB and BUSD tokens, right? So, the announcement itself reads as follows. Binance is excited to announce the 19th project on Binance Launch Pool, Alien Worlds TLM, a simulated economy where players compete with NFTs. So again, as you can see, it's also going to be another NFT based project. Again, it's because of the new recent NFT hype, and this project is also going to be, a part of the craze, right? Users will be able to stake their BNB and BUSD in separate pools to farm TLM tokens over 30 days, with farming starting from 7th of April, which is going to be tomorrow at 0 a.m. UTC, right? Binance will then list TLM into the innovation zone at 13th of April, 6 a.m. UTC time, and open trading with TLM BTC, TLM BUSD, and TLM USDT trading pairs. So again, basically the farming for this particular token is going to start from tomorrow at 0 a.m. UTC, and you can use BNB and BUSD tokens to farm this token for a period of 30 days as always. And on 13th of April, Binance will list this token in the innovation zone at 6 a.m. UTC, and you can basically trade it with BTC, BUSD, as well as USDT trading pairs. It's really surprising that they haven't actually had a BNB trading pair, which is very interesting, but that is the case, right? TLM launch pool details. So the basic information about TLM is provided here, which is basically their token name, Alien Worlds or TLM. Maximum token supply is going to be 10 billion tokens. So again, a lot of tokens. Total token supply when listing on Binance is going to be 5.1 billion tokens, which is going to be 50% of the about 50% of the total token supply. The launch pool token rewards is going to be 150 million tokens is going to be launched as a part of the launch pool, and initial circulating supply is going to be 1.2 billion tokens, right? So again, you can clearly see that the tokenomics is very well laid out by Binance. So 10 billion tokens is going to be the maximum token supply, but initially on 13th of April, when Binance lists this token, there will be a total token supply of 5.1 billion. It's going to be 50% of the overall max supply. So 5.1 billion tokens is going to be the temporary max supply, and I believe that the rest of the tokens will be slowly released at a later stage, probably, because they plan to have some form of a staking reward or liquidity mining program where they can provide the TLM tokens to people who provide liquidity on Binance Smart Chain, I believe. And also, the launch pool token rewards is going to be 150 million TLM tokens. So if you do hold BNB and BUSD on Binance, and if you want to participate in this, you'll be able to earn a share of the 150 million TLM tokens, right? And the initial circulating supply is going to be 1.2 billion tokens. Again, quite a lot of tokens, if you ask me. And it's available in 3 smart contracts. So again, there's something interesting about this particular line here. So you can basically get it in an ERC20 based version, again on the Ethereum blockchain. TLM can be available in BEP20 version as a Binance Smart Chain based token, and you can also get it from a WAX blockchain. So it's one of the most unique tokens which is available on 2 well-known networks or 2 well-known blockchains, and also it's available on a third blockchain called the WAX blockchain, which seems to me that it's probably going to be a blockchain that we'll be seeing more often in the Binance ecosystem, right? In the Binance centralized exchange, because we may probably see a lot more tokens. I have this feeling that WAX blockchain based tokens will also be an interoperable token with will also be an interoperable blockchain with Ethereum as well as the Binance Smart Chain. So anyway, if you see the Binance, there's a asterisk on top of wax based TLM token, and that is deposits and withdrawals of TLM on the wax blockchain will not be supported on Binance. So you may be able to withdraw and deposit TLM from Binance Smart Chain, obviously, and from the Ethereum blockchain or ERC20 based tokens, but you won't be able to deposit wax based tokens on Binance yet, but I don't know if it will change in the future, right? So there's no upper limits and no KYC required. Again, as always, for any of the Binance launch pool, if you had already participated, you would know that there is no staking terms, right? Supported pools, you can basically see about 80% of the TLM tokens from the 150 million TLM tokens will be a part of the BNB pool, which means 120 million tokens out of the 150 million tokens that's allocated for the Binance launch pool will be given to people who stake their BNB, and about 20% of that ratio, which is going to be 30 million tokens, is going to be provided to the BUSD staking pool, right? Pretty clear numbers here, and the farming period is obviously going to start tomorrow and it will end on the 6th of May. So that's going to be something that you guys need to look out as well. So TLM farming distribution. Again, based on previous experiences with launch pools, I can say that there is obviously going to be a decrease in daily distribution of TLM tokens as well after a certain period of time. So if you start staking your BNB and BUSD tokens from tomorrow all the way till the 12th of April, you will probably receive a maximum, you'll be a receiver of a portion, obviously based on your BNB and BUSD volume or BNB BUSD amounts that you stake. You will be able to receive a higher amount of tokens, but if you stake from 13th of April to the 6th of May, you will be receiving lesser rewards, right? And the total daily rewards for TLM is going to be 12.5 million tokens from 7th of April till the 12th of April. For that will be the total daily rewards that will be allocated, and for the BNB pool you'll get 10 million. You'll be able to share a portion of 10 million TLM tokens during this particular period. If you are holding BNB, if you're holding BUSD, you'll be able to share a small portion of 2.5 million tokens, right? But after that, from 13th of April to 6th of May, you will only be fighting for a total of 3.125 million tokens, and if you stake BNB, you will be receiving a small portion of 2.5 million tokens, and if you stake BUSD, you will be receiving a small portion of 625,000 TLM tokens, right? Again, the rewards decreases after a particular period. So you can learn more about the TLM token in their research report, which we'll cover shortly. But I just want to cover some of the important points that usually people skip when they read about a particular announcement on Binance. So snapshots of user balances and total pool balances will be taken each hour to calculate user rewards, which will also be updated each hour. So if you haven't already participated in the Binance Launch Pool program yet, and if you participate in this particular program, this is your first time, you need to bear in mind that snapshots will be taken on an hourly basis for each of the two pools for BNB and BUSD, and will also be updated every single hour. So if you remove your BNB, again, you can perfectly remove your BNB, there's no lockdown period, you can perfectly remove your BNB and BUSD, there's no lockdown period, right? But when you remove it, every hour the snapshot will be taken on an hourly basis, so you may end up losing your stake after a particular hour. But if you had, let's say for example, staked from 7th of April till 12th of April, the hourly snapshots will be taken for your BNB, and after that, if you choose to remove it, you will still be able to receive rewards based on the hourly snapshot of your tokens, right? Users will be able to accumulate their rewards calculated each hour and claim these rewards directly to their spot accounts at any time. So again, it's automatically claimable. You can basically see the tokens being distributed to you each and every hour after the screenshot, and then you'll be able to claim your rewards whenever you want in the spot wallet, right? Each pool's annual percentage yield or APY and total pool balance will be updated in real time. So you'll be able to see the APYs. Again, APYs kind of decrease as more and more people start staking. So you can probably, you can also look at that information in real time, right? Tokens can only be staked in one pool at a time. For example, user A cannot stake the same BNB into two different pools at the same time, but can allocate 50% of the BNB into pool A and 50% in pool B. This is one of the questions that I get asked a lot, right? So if you participate in this pool, let's say you have 10 BNB and you allocate 10 BNB for the launch pool for this token, right? Uh, People ask me, can they still use the 10 BNB that they've already staked to earn the other token that Binance Launch Pool had already had? Will you be able to earn both the tokens with the same 10 BNB? The answer is no. You can't use the 10 BNB that you locked in the or that you staked in the alien worlds launch pool and use it for some other token in the past launch pool that may still be ongoing, or in any future launch pool that Binance may be bringing in. You can only split your tokens in two, or you can split it in you can just take one out of the 10 BNB, or you can stake 10, or you can stake 20 or 30, or depending on how much ever you have, you can stake that on pool A, but you can't stake the same number in pool B. You have to either split it, or you have to kind of like decide if you want to earn maximum yield from one particular pool, right? Users will be able to unstake their funds at any time with no delay and participate in any other available pools immediately. So that's kind of answers the question. You will be able to unstake it immediately. There's no lockdown period. You will be able to use the funds immediately as well if you want to stake it or trade it or whatever, right? Tokens staked in each pool and also any unclaimed rewards will be automatically transferred to each user's spot accounts at the end of each farming period. So this is one of the other questions that I get more often, right? If you don't claim your tokens at all, what will happen at the end of the launch pool period? Because people are afraid that their tokens may be like taken away from them, right? The answer is provided clearly in this point. Your tokens will be automatically deposited to your spot wallet immediately after the farming period is over, right? So you don't have to worry about that. BNB staked in launch pool will still provide users with the standard benefits for holding BNB, such as airdrops, launchpad eligibility, and VIP benefits. Again, this is also one of the most commonly asked questions, where people ask me if their BNB is staked in the launch pool, will they still be eligible to participate in the launch pad event that potentially may come, right? The answer is yes. People will still be able to use their staked BNB to earn additional airdrops, if any, launchpad, be able to participate in launch pads again, and also be able to receive VIP benefits, right? So pretty straightforward explanation. I suggest you guys to go read through their announcement to see what what you need to know, and if you want to reread this information and understand the token distribution for this farming period, I suggest you to read it as well, right? So I'm going to now move on to the Binance research page for Alien Worlds. Again, what is Alien Worlds and what is their token all about, right? So basically, Alien Worlds is a simulated economy where players compete with NFTs. Again, pretty straightforward explanation. If you see, Alien Worlds is an NFT DeFi metaverse that simulates economic competition and collaboration between players. This is achieved by incentivizing players to compete with Trillium or TLM, which is a native token, which is required to control competing decentralized autonomous organization or planet DAOs, and to gain access to additional gameplay. So overall, it's just a game, okay? In the broad scheme of things, it's a game, but it's based on basically NFTs, and you'll be able to compete with other players in order to win rewards, right? It's a NFT DeFi metaverse, so it kind of brings DeFi and NFT together, because if you see currently DeFi is separate from NFTs, and NFT has its own boom period which is currently ongoing. But DeFi kind of like had its boom period last year, since last year, obviously, and it's still ongoing as well. But there's not a lot of projects that kind of like combine the best aspects of both DeFi and NFTs. But Alien Worlds seems to be this metaverse for NFT DeFi, NFT based DeFi, that simulates economic competition. So you can obviously like compete based on NFTs, and as well as DeFi in this environment, and collaboration between players. You can kind of collaborate with players in order to compete against other players in this ecosystem, right? This is achieved by incentivizing players to compete for Trillium. So you are basically incentivized to compete for the Trillium, which is their native token. So you are basically competing with other players to earn Trillium tokens, right? Which is required. So Trillium token is basically required to control competing decentralized autonomous organizations and to gain access to additional gameplay. So one of the main utility for the TLM token is to compete with planet DAOs or decentralized autonomous organizations. So you are basically competing with the DAOs itself, and by using this TLM token you can gain access to additional gameplay as well, right? So pretty interesting feature here. In the Alien Worlds metaverse, players can acquire NFTs, digital game items, to mine TLM, engage in battles, and complete in-game quests, right? So again, if you see DeFi, when it comes to DeFi, you're basically borrowing, lending, staking, liquidity mining, and all that stuff. When it comes to NFTs, you can kind of stake NFTs in some platforms, and it's basically collectible, which you can sell for a resale value. But when it comes to Alien Worlds, what they're planning to do in this metaverse is basically you can acquire NFTs. So you would need to acquire NFTs, digital game items. By playing the game, you'll be able to collect NFTs or digital game items, and you'll be able to use these NFTs to mine TLM, right? Which is the native token, and also engage in battles. By acquiring NFTs, you'll not only be able to mine TLM tokens, but you're also engaging in battles with other players, and you'll be able to complete in-game quests, which is going to make it more interesting for people who are into gaming, right? Depending on their strategy, players may purchase and assemble NFTs that best suit their gameplay. So you can basically customize your you can also customize your NFTs based on your strategy, and you'll be able to assemble these NFTs to best suit your particular gameplay feature, right? Which is pretty cool. It's more customizing that's kind of needed in the crypto space, because now there's like one size fit all kind of category right now. I believe that as DeFi becomes this DeFi and NFT space becomes more and more mature, you can see customized DeFi or customized NFT based mining or strategic gameplay, right? Which is obviously interesting to see that this project is bringing in. Additionally, players may engage in governance by electing the councillors of 6 planet DAOs and thereby influence the direction of the game. Again, obviously, any DeFi or NFT based project is currently going to have a governance token. So TLM also is a governance token, which you can use to elect councillors of the 6 planets. Again, it's an in-game terminology that you may probably understand as you play the game, and you can also influence the direction of the game by participating in the governance project, right? Trillium TLM is a native utility token of the Alien Worlds metaverse and has the following use cases. So let's see what are the main use cases, because I think we already went through this in a little bit of broad perspective. But now let's go into the detailed aspects of what the TLM token is all about and what it's used for, right? Planet governance. TLM holders may stake TLM to participate in the governance of planets and other potential rewards. So again, by holding TLM tokens, which you can obviously mine by creating NFTs, you are basically going to participate in the governance aspect of the project that we saw right now, and you will also be entitled to any potential rewards in the future as well, right? So that's pretty cool. Staking. Players may stake TLM on a selected planet to participate in TLM and NFT mining. So not only can you stake TLM for governance, you can also stake it in order to earn more TLM and to also mint or mine NFTs, right? In-game currency. TLM tokens are the currency in alien worlds where players require TLM to purchase and upgrade items, participate in quests and battles, and other in-game related activities. So you are basically using TLM as a currency for this ecosystem, right? You are able to use TLM to buy NFTs, which is going to be in-game collectible items. You can also upgrade your collectibles. You can also participate in quests and battles with other players and do all sorts of other in-game activities as well, right? Game incentives. Uh, Active users may earn TLM as participation rewards to develop the in-game ecosystem and activity. So you are able to earn TLM by just participating in the ecosystem, and also as a participation reward to develop the in-game ecosystem and activity. So I believe that in order to motivate people to participate and use their ecosystem, they have this incentive for people to they kind of reward people with TLM tokens to participate in their ecosystem, right? Purchase NFTs. Players may purchase in-game items which are minted as NFTs to mine TLM, engage in battles, and complete in-game quests. So basically, you can mint NFTs using TLM, and you can use NFTs to mine TLM as well. So it's kind of, it goes both the ways, right? You can not only use TLM to purchase NFTs, but you can also use NFTs to mine TLM itself, and also further purchase new NFTs in the process. So it's kind of like this complete cycle of complete economic cycle, right? The project has raised $2.5 million from 2 rounds of private token sales. So they have raised a decent amount. From their seed sale, they've raised about, from the seed sale, they have allocated 7.6% of the maximum token supply, and they've sold it at 0.003 US dollars per TLM. And during the pre-sale round, they allocated 3.43% of the maximum token supply, and they've sold it for 0.002 USD per TLM, right? Pretty interesting facts. And on April 13th, which is going to be the day when it's going to be listed on Binance, the total supply of TLM would be 5.1 billion, and the current circulating supply would be 12.4% of the total supply, right? Again, pretty high number of tokens. I believe that it is necessary for projects like these to kind of like lure people by providing them gameplay incentives, mining rewards and staking rewards, and gifts for battling and successfully participating in battles and all that. So I think they need such a high token supply in order to kind of like bootstrap the liquidity and bring in more players and people who want to collect NFTs into the ecosystem. Although the 12.4% of the 12.4% circulating supply is quite low, which means you will be definitely influenced by the short-term inflation of this token, right? So key token metrics that you would need to know. You can see that this token is available in ERC20 format, BEP20 format, and VAX blockchain format, which is also interesting. The Binance Launch Pool start date is going to be 7th of April. Binance Launch Pool allocation is going to be 150 million tokens. It's going to be 1.5% of the total token supply. Initial circulating supply is going to be 1.2 billion tokens, 12.4%. Again, obviously something that we've seen before. Total token supply when listed on Binance is going to be 5.1 billion tokens, and total maximum supply is going to be 10 billion tokens, right? So again, here they have covered more in depth about the project itself. Alien Worlds is a simulated economy where players compete for the scarce resource Trillium TLM, which they use to enhance their power in the game by staking and voting in planet decentralized autonomous organizations, or planet DAOs. Both planets and players compete for TLM, leading to intense competition and collaboration between groups. Although outside of this ecosystem, the token itself is kind of like, there's a lot of tokens. 5 billion tokens or 10 billion tokens is a lot. In the game itself, the token is going to be a very scarce resource, right? I think that's the kind of narrative that they're trying to push along. And you can use TLM tokens to enhance your power, like the player's powers or the participants' powers, by staking, by voting, and being a part of the Planet DAO or the Planet Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And you can also you know uh, compete with other planets or other players for TLM, leading to intense competition and collaboration between the groups, right? Current functionality within the Alien Worlds metaverse include mining using suitable NFTs. Players can mine TLM from different planets. Again, pretty straightforward concept that we already discussed before. Staking, players stake TLM to earn staking rewards in TLM and NFTs, and stake Trillium to planets to increase the planet's reward pool. So again, I understand that the terminologies may be a little bit confusing. So there are two entities, basically players, which is going to be you and me, and planets, right, which is going to be a separate entity. You can stake TLM on the platform itself, regular platform itself, but you can also stake your TLM or your NFTs on the planets themselves, which are separate entities. And by staking on planets, you get a portion of the reward pool from the planet itself, right? So again, two different concepts, you need to understand it very cleanly. Planet DAO governance: participate in weekly elections for council candidates. So again, they have pretty active governance activities where you can participate in a weekly fashion if you're into governance. Trade NFTs: players may trade NFTs on Binance Smart Chain BSC and WAX to be used for mining and in-game missions, right? Again, it's very interesting that they didn't mention about the Ethereum blockchain, because although the token is available on Ethereum as an ERC20 token, it seems like based on what this sentence is saying, you can basically trade NFTs on Binance Smart Chain BSC and the WAX blockchain. You can kind of trade between two different blockchains to be used for mining and in-game missions, right? So I assume that due to Ethereum's high gas fees, this feature is currently not available for Ethereum. But I believe that as gas fees kind of cools down, and as Ethereum 2.0 starts rolling in, or optimism starts rolling in, I do believe that this token, the ERC20 version of this token will also be tradable with the BSC as well as wax based tokens as well, right? But that's something that we need to wait and watch. Cross-chain bridge: porting TLM between BSC, WAX, and Ethereum. You are able to have, I believe, there's an in-game bridge that you can use to kind of bridge or exchange your TLM tokens from one chain to another chain, which you can do effortlessly. And some of the recent news that they've had is, as of March 2021, they've raised $2 million in the private sale round of TLM tokens, which is pretty interesting. On the same month, they kind of like released cinematic trailer for Alien Worlds, which you guys can check it out by clicking the cinematic trailer hyperlink in this page. On the same month, they also opened of candidate registrations in Planet DAO. So they have opened candidate registrations as well on December 2020. It's funny how they don't really have any updates for February as well as January, but on December 2020, Alien World's economy went live. So that was when it initially went live. Between November and December, they kind of completed the sale of NFT packs, which is also pretty interesting, right? Again, here are some of the token allocations during the seed price. I'm not going to go through this because this is kind of like at this point irrelevant, but it's additional information if you want to do your own research on this token. You can also see the percentage that we've seen before. You can also see that the advisors have 5.35% of the total token supply, and the team itself has 14.6%, which is kind of like one of the highest, which is totally fine because as a gamification platform, I don't believe that this token is going to suffer from any form of serious dumping, and I do believe that there will be some form of a vesting schedule for the advisors and the teams. You can also see security audits has been allocated for 0.78%. So it's going to be audited. So that's a relieving information. Ecosystem grants, I do believe that they will plan to build out and branch out this project to other gamification platforms such as a Mana or a Sandbox or by Mana I mean Decentraland and Sandbox and so on and so forth, because I do believe that there will be a point where different blockchain based games will kind of like team together so that they can have the seamless bridging between Sandbox and Alien Worlds and Sandbox and Alice, my neighbor Alice, right? And also my neighbor Alice with Alien Worlds. So there's going to be bridging of this, and that's going to be something that we can expect to come out of these kind of ecosystem grants for different projects. So note that the chart above does not include the reduction in the maximum TLM due to potential token burn events. Again, I believe that the team has realized that the token supply is extremely high compared to several other projects. So it seems like they are considering a potential token burn, but at this stage it's still at the potential stage and it's not confirmed yet. So it will be interesting to see how the token burns would happen and what would that impact, what would its impact be on the price, right? So TLM token allocation, again, you can see the exact same information presented in a decent pie chart for people who love pie charts. Uh, you can also see that a maximum in a different pie chart, you can see that the maximum percentage of the pie chart is allocated to participation rewards. So they are going to literally give away TLM tokens for people who participate in the ecosystem. So if you earn TLM tokens through the Binance launch pool, or if you for some reason missed out on the Binance launch pool token launch for this token and you want to receive some TLM tokens, you can obviously see from this pie chart that they have a lot of incentives for people to participate, and they're going to literally give out tokens like crazy, and you can obviously participate in the ecosystem once it goes live, and once it goes fully live, and be eligible to receive a small fraction of this participation reward, right? That's going to be pretty cool. And this is some of the most interesting charts in my opinion, because you have to see what the vesting schedule is and how the tokens will kind of like cause short-term inflation. Again, this chart is one of the most uh, daunting charts that most people may find, but it's pretty simple. All you need to do is you just need to focus on some key parameters. In my opinion, it's better to focus on the teams and advisors part, which is somewhere here in the middle as yellow and light yellow. You can see that the teams initially they get 0%, the advisors also get 0%, and this is since Feb 2021, which is already over right now. So let's look at uh, you know April. You can see that the team still has 0% of the tokens and the advisors are allocated 0.11%, and this is substantially low compared to several other token allocation methods such as governance. If you see, governance is 0.3% and liquidity provision is going to be 3%. So the advisors and team members will have relatively less tokens, or the team members initially will have 0 tokens on April 2021. And if you see May, you can clearly see that the advisor token supply is going to increase, whereas the team is going to be 0. You won't really see anything allocated to the team until you reach November 2021, which is when you'll, sorry, actually October 2021, sorry, which is where you'll see 1.25% of the tokens is going to be allocated to the team. So again, till October, you can expect little to zero dumping of this token by the team and the advisors. But again, there is a potential to increase, but it's still, if you see, the team is substantially low when it comes to the foundation, but it's still relatively high compared to liquidity provisions and staking rewards, and it continues to increase, and it kind of plateaus after 2023 January, when the maximum allowance for the teams would be like 7.5% moving forward, and then advisors would be like a fixed amount of 2% of the tokens, right? And this is how it will continue all the way till January 2025, and it's yet to be determined what happens after that, right? But it's still a decent time frame, and the token supply seems to be pretty organic, and that's something which is pretty interesting to see. These are some of the key information that you need to look for when you plan to invest in launch pool based projects, right? So note that the chart above includes all future token released over a decreasing inflation rate. So there is, if you notice, the inflation rate is obviously decreasing. Again, based on this statement here, it does not account for reduction in the maximum TLM due to potential token burn events. Again, this is the second time that they're mentioning about the potential token burn events. So I do believe that they are definitely going to bring it sooner than later, and that's going to definitely be really price positive for the price of this token, right? Participation rewards token will continue to be released after January 2025. So if you participate in the ecosystem, and if you feel like you are kind of like too late to the game, you will still be able to receive participation rewards, which is going to be 13.99% at the end of this chart, which is going to be Jan 2025. And based on this statement here, they are saying that you will still continue to receive participation rewards. So you can still participate at your own pace and still receive some really good rewards, right? So here are some of the really interesting information about mining and staking, which most people really care about. You can clearly see that this is the user interface. It is kind of like a high tech kind of like a gameplay, and it also is a little bit retro, and therefore I do believe that people from many different age groups would definitely like this game. There's a high possibility for that. You can easily mine. They're pretty much showing the demo here, and you can easily mine if you follow these visual cues, right? So players may use their tool NFTs to mine TLM and rent or own their land. Successful mining attempts may reward players with TLM and sometimes an additional NFTs. Depending on the land or tool NFT, players may be able to mine more TLM and NFTs, while others have shorter intervals between each mining cycle. Users may use the combination of tools and land that best suits their strategy and gameplay. So basically, they're talking more in detail about a little bit of intricacies of how this token is going to work and how this platform is going to work in general. So basically, you can be either use your tool NFTs, okay, to mine TLM and rent or own their land. So you can basically have this renting and owning land concept as well in this project, which is also very interesting. Successful mining attempts may reward players with TLM. Again, I believe there's a typo there. And sometimes additional NFTs. You'll be able to get additional NFTs as well, right? While you're mining TLM. Depending on the land or tool NFT, players may be able to mine more TLM and NFTs. So depending on which land or which tool NFT you use, you will be able to get higher rewards compared to other players, right? And this is both for NFTs itself and TLM tokens itself. You'll be able to earn a higher reward for TLMs and in the form of TLMs and NFTs if you use a specific type of tool or a specific type of land, right? While others have shorter intervals between each mining cycles. Again, that's something interesting to know. Users may use the combination of tools and land that best suits their strategy and gameplays. Again, it's going to be much more customized. That's basically the case. Planet DAO voting, so you can clearly see how the voting would be. It has some Game of Thrones related images, but I'm not really sure. At least it's appearing to me as a Game of Thrones related image, but I don't know how you guys think. Players may stake TLM to Planet DAOs, which indicates their support for the planet to receive more daily TLM emissions. So again, one key point to note is by staking your TLM on Planet DAOs, or which is basically different planets, you will receive daily TLM. So the rewards are paid out on a daily basis, and depending on which planet you stake, your rewards may be higher or lower, right? Through staking, players also gain voting rights on the Planet DAO based on the proportion of TLM stake. Again, depending on how much you stake, you will be able to vote as well, right? So again, I do believe that this is a quite lengthy project, so bear with me, it's almost done. Players may run to be a candidate for counselor of one or more planets. So if you want to participate and be a counselor itself, you can run in an election, and people can vote for you, right? If they feel like you are a worthy candidate. Following the elections at Planet DAO, the DAOs will be open to governance by the elected councillors, who will then share multi-sig control over the Planet DAO's account. Again, something that they've dived deep into with regards to their governance platform. Alien Worlds community overview. The Alien Worlds community is currently active in 18 language channels in its Discord server. So again, if you are not really comfortable with English, or if you have a preferred language, they have over 18 language channels to choose from in their Discord server. So you can obviously read all this information in detail in your own language that suits you. The Alien Worlds team focuses its community development strategy on the following regions: English speaking countries, China, Russia, Japan, and Turkey. Again, these are some of the main geographic locations that they're targeting. Additionally, Filipino, Indonesian, and Indian communities are also supported. So, these are the other communities that are also supported: Filipinos, Indonesians, as well as Indian communities as well, right? Localization of the game and the onboarding of regionally sufficient IP is an area of focus. So they're kind of improving and trying to focus more on localization of games so that it makes it more personalized for specific geographic locations, and that's something that they're working on, right? Current community growth strategies of Alien Worlds include license agreements to onboard well-known IP as NFTs with functionality and storylines within the game. So they're trying to get license agreements to get intellectual properties as NFTs with functionality and storyline within the gaming, supporting the active Alien Worlds Telegram and Discord channels, which allow new users to learn about the game and experienced users to connect with each other. So they want to build this thriving Telegram and Discord community where people can help each other out, or people who want to learn about this project can ask questions. Sponsoring drops and promotions to increase daily user activity. Again, if you want to participate, as I mentioned, you will be rewarded with the participation rewards, and they're basically trying to improve that and provide more promotional content so that people can participate in this ecosystem, right? Creating the means for the Alien Worlds community to continue to expand the metaverse through technical and non-technical features. Again, they want to obviously expand and increase their reach, conduct regular AMAs to outreach to the broader crypto community. So they want to obviously expand to the broader crypto community as well, right? So that's pretty much it. It's quite a detailed, explanation of Alien Worlds. It's basically an NFT-based NFT DeFi multiverse that is aiming to kind of like bridge the gap between DeFi and NFT, and they have their own in-game based quests as well as ecosystem where people can participate. They can vote on Planet DAOs. They can also challenge other players. They can mint new NFTs. They can use the NFTs that they've minted to mine their native token, and it's a very vibrant community, right? So again, I want to touch upon the Alien Worlds website itself, which is something you guys can easily like access. So if you guys want to look at their website, I suggest you to go to alienworlds.io. That's Alien Worlds with a plural .io. You can also find their website information on the Binance announcement page or the Binance research page. They have a pretty cool website. You can play and earn. You can basically you need to be careful for a scam version of these tokens on both Ethereum as well as Binance Smart Chain. Again, they have pretty good informational content on their website, which will also help people to learn visually with some cool videos and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. I don't want to cover this in detail. You can also see some of their partners. You can also see that they are featured on several financial based platforms that cover news and other outlets. Some of their partners, you can see or of these partners, it will be helpful for you to do your own research before you try to farm this token through BNB. They have their current goals that they want to complete, and their near term and their long term goals, right? You can also see other information as well, right? So what's my thoughts on this? I believe that this token has a lot of potential to be adopted, especially because they're trying to reward people just for participating in their ecosystem, right? Again, the NFT space is currently at its all-time highs right now, although it is slowly seeing a silent crash. There are certain NFT-based projects that will continue to exist and will continue to do better in the long run. Alien Worlds does have a high potential because it is one of those projects that aims to do something very innovative when it comes to bridging DeFi with NFT space, and they are providing the right incentives. The team is not going to, there's no immediate risk of the team dumping the tokens, and they are planning to do more token burns, which is going to make the token more valuable fundamentally. You can also mint, stake, mine, do everything that you want to do within this in-game economy, right? So I'm having high hopes for this. I do have some BNB that I've allocated to farm tomorrow, and I do believe that this project is going to succeed, and it's going to be interesting to see how things pan out. And I am interested in seeing what the token price would be. I do believe that based on its huge volume, the token price would be somewhere between 75 cents to as low as 10 cents, in that range. Obviously, immediately after the Binance listing, you can see the price of this token spiking up, but that's not the time to buy the token. But its average fair market value price would be somewhere between 30 to 50 cents per token, or sometimes even lower than that if the rewards are literally pumped into the market, which can potentially slump the token price in the short term. But I do have high hopes for this in the long term, right? Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.